Hey, how everybody doing today? We in the cave. Me, Corey, Tyler.
We're back.
We just finished killing this Royal Farms chicken.
And it
Shit
was
was
fire.
phenomenal.
Actual flames.
Who says phenomenal funny? Future doesn't it say phenomenal funny?
Yeah.
Phenomenal. Sensational.
Yeah, right.
So yeah,
That's
we just
funny.
here kicking it today. Pretty much we're gonna talk about some E3. I know everybody's excited for that.
Yeah, it's up and coming.
Yeah, so we got a little bit of predictions. But other than that, how was everybody's weekend? How was your weekend, Corey?
I just really chilled for real. I've been really kind of like trying, I guess, spend some time with my girl before I start slaving
Okay,
away
boot up.
Yeah, for the white man.
Get your element. You said what?
About to be slaving away for the white
Slaving
man.
for away for the white man.
Real talk.
You ain't gonna say that when you see them checks.
You're right. I'm still gonna say it, but it's gonna be a lot more enthusiastic. I was slaving away for the white man. Way more enthusiastic about it.
Nah, that's good. I ain't really do nothing much. I sprained my arm, so my
Yeah.
arm and wrist is getting better.
Look like you got carpal tunnel out here.
They don't say that. I was nervous because I was in the hospital and the guy was like checking my arm. He's like, "Yeah, you got severe arthritis." Like arthritis. I was like, "I'm not even 30 yet." He's like, "You must got arthritis. You need to pretty much put a sling and a cast on your arm." I was like, "No, I fell and sprained my arm." He's like, "Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you actually had
What?
arthritis."
That was a doctor?
No, it was like his assistant.
Oh,
He's a dope dude though.
okay.
He was
I'd have been a little shook on that. Like, what
he made me think of like Hiram when he's like 50 because he was Spanish. He had like an accent and he had like boxing gloves as his necklace. It was pretty
Yo,
dope.
I ain't trying to call this nigga hire him out, but yo really didn't do no work at all at work, and that was really the funniest
That's
thing. Him and Andrew was hilarious actually.
That's
Yo was
funny.
funny, but he ain't do no work either.
That's
Like, real
funny.
talk.
Well, hopefully they don't hear this. But
I mean, that was like 4 or 5 years ago at John. Hopefully they got some work.
oh, they making money now. They
Yeah,
chilling.
I feel you.
They pulling up in brand new whips or whatnot. So
I respect it.
yeah, I'm happy
Still
for
don't
them.
have a car.
Happy they making moves in today's world. But other than that, my weekend was pretty much chill. I ain't do no overtime, and that felt amazing.
feel
All I
you.
did was sit and play the game all day.
That's all I've been doing for the past like month and
that-
2 months.
Watching some anime, getting frustrated with these basketball games. Did y'all see on Twitter? Everybody was kind of pretty much Beyonce's trending on Twitter because they were saying that she kind of bumped the girl that was talking to Jay-Z's shoulder.
I was thinking about that earlier today because I seen like some memes or whatever on Facebook, like showing a comparison from 2014 where I think somebody was doing it to Jay-Z, the white guy who was doing it, was talking across him to her, and the whole thing was about like you shouldn't talk to somebody's significant other like over top of them, or you should make yourself known.
Mm-hmm.
You should like, I guess, introduce yourself or something like that. My whole thing with that is like people really so quick to comment on shit that they really don't have the full story on. Like y'all don't know if these people are friends outside of that basketball game.
That's true.
Y'all don't know if these people came together
That's
or even
true.
planned to be there to meet each other at the basketball game. Like they could have been talking business.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Strictly. And maybe Beyonce was just there to have a good time. She ain't trying to hit. There's so many different things that could be inferred from that particular situation. But motherfuckers will every single time take it to somewhere it's not. Like,
But let's be honest. I don't know why she was in her feelings if she was. But Jay-Z's not going to risk
his career.
his relationship with Beyonce again for that old lady.
Yeah.
The lady look old and pasty. Like he's not going to
Come on.
take that risk. But another funny thing I found, because my cousin DJ was telling me about this too, that people really don't think Beyonce's an icon.
Beyonce is definitely an icon.
It's great, and I've been really having serious debates with people. They do not believe Beyonce's an icon.
Who you can't logically say that Beyonce
You'd be
is not an
surprised.
icon.
I already just pretty much say
I
it's,
am not even a Beyonce fan. I personally don't. I mean, Beyonce's music is not targeted towards me, but I don't listen to her music. But I can still openly and objectively understand that she's a huge icon. She's like a legend at this
you know
point.
at least 5 Beyonce songs top of your head.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Shoot.
Easily.
It was one girl at my job who was going back and forth, and she was saying Whitney Houston's an icon. I was like, Whitney Houston's an icon. Beyonce's an icon.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, Whitney Houston can do this. Whitney Houston can do that. I was like, people don't even know Whitney Houston's songs like that. I can name 5 Beyonce songs quick.
That's generational though, because my
Yeah.
mom could probably snap off 5 Whitney
That's
Houston
a valid
songs like
point.
that.
And that's what I kind of think it is. I think it really is a generational thing. I think people feel like, oh, she's still around. She's still young. I'm not really feeling her music.
How young really is Beyonce?
She's like almost 40. She's like 36.
Yeah, Beyonce ain't young no more. When Beyonce
She's
first
been
got
in the game for almost 20 years.
when she first got in the game, she was young.
Jesus, like people like Jay-Z been in the game for almost pretty much 20 years. They've been in the rap game.
Jay, I think he been in for like 30 probably.
No, he ain't been in 30.
He been rapping since the 80s.
He ain't even rapping. He was a hype man. He wasn't really rapping.
I mean, I don't know.
He really rap Reasonable Doubt. And that was like 95, 96.
Was it?
So, yep. So he's been in the rap game for 20 plus years.
Yeah, 20 plus years.
Yeah, he's been in the rap game for 20. Nas, I think he's probably been in there borderline 30 because he's when did Illmatic come out? 92, 93, 94?
93.
Yeah. Snoop Dogg been in the rap game forever. Well, he don't even rap. I don't know what Snoop Dogg doing.
Well, smile, bitch. Smile, bitch. Come on.
But enough of that BS. Let's go ahead and get to the meat and potatoes. So I showed y'all those videos for E3. Yeah. What's your thoughts on it?
See, one of the videos brought up the fact that they was waiting for Capcom to drop like a hot release, right? And I kind of agree because Capcom's sitting on a lot of IPs right now that they could just be using. They low key fucked up Mega Man. They just did.
I thought they created left the original guy that made.
The guy who created Mega Man, he did leave, but they kept the rights to it.
So it was like he has his own version of Mega Man, and then Capcom got their own.
Mighty Number 9.
Yeah, I heard that was trash.
It was a trash game. He had a Kickstarter for it.
I hate Mega Man anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I mean, all right. So like Mega Man is definitely like a nostalgia game, kind of like how Sonic is, for example. That's another thing I really want to see if Sega, off of the hype of the Sonic movie, brings out like Sonic Adventure Battle 3.
Is it really hype off of the Sonic movie?
Is
it really hype, or is it just people just dragging on it really hard?
That's the thing, though, right? So the reason I call it hype is because they dragged on it so hard that they decided that they were going to change the model to be more fitting towards, like the Sonic model to be more fitting towards what people want. And that's, to me, it's kind of sad to say, that's very progressive in today's day and age. It's motherfuckers reneging and going back to the drawing board. That's good, because then when people... That's like subtle hype, potential hype. Because when you release the new trailer, people are automatically gonna gravitate towards it. When you release the movie, people are already gonna gravitate towards it because y'all have shown that y'all went the extra length.
You'll listen to the fans. Exactly. Like, okay, we're gonna pretty much please y'all and make changes to it. I understand. But tell you the truth, Sega should just put Sonic in the freezer for a little bit. Yeah. Let's chill off Saga.
You're right.
Because I'm not Saga. Sonic, because they dropped Sonic Mania. I love Sonic Mania. I play that shit all the time. And then they dropped Sonic Forces, and that was ass. So it was like, let's just put Sonic. Let's just put him out there in the refrigerator. Let him chill. Let's focus on something else. Make another. Was it Yakuza game?
Yakuza.
Make another. They need to finish Shimu. I still got 1 and 2 on. I got 1 and 2 on PlayStation 4.
The thing about Sonic is that all right, there's two things about Sonic that really just blow on me. Right. Number one, it's like y'all mainstay. That's y'all's Mario. Back in the day, Sonic sold consoles. Now, he probably ain't selling consoles now, but there are still hardcore dedicated Sonic fans.
Yes, it is.
And those Sonic fans bought Sonic Forces. A lot of Sonic fans turned into furries, which is a completely different topic in and of itself.
So what?
Like a furry? You never heard of a furry?
What's that?
Oh my God. We about to go into this right now, bruh.
What's a furry? I never heard of that.
Yo, all right. All right, so a furry... Really, a furry is a person who likes to dress up as like mythical animals. You ever seen like Chucky from Chuck E. Cheese?
Oh, that's what like a lot of otakus do. A lot of anime people do that.
Not like this.
Not like
I'm
confused. What's the difference?
Furries, like it's a sexual thing for them. It's like an actual.
Do they like masturbate to like
sometimes
Sonic characters and
they
stuff?
They will, and not even sometimes.
Or they draw like very explicit Sonic characters.
You're hitting everything like straight on the head of the nail right now. Like
I didn't know it was a name. I just thought that people like that.
There are people who dress up as they're like pre-made furry characters. They'll have like a dog that have pink fur and like the tail and anime eyes and stuff. They'll have a whole suit made for that. And I'm not gonna say that the whole thing is sexual. Some people are just really like into that kind of thing. For the most part, it's sexual.
Okay.
Because you see the big titty like giraffe girls or the big titty like Sonic girls that people will like maybe even post on the internet or might share on Facebook, stuff like that. I have a lot of weeb friends, so I see it on a regular basis. But those people gravitate towards Sonic because he's like an anthropomorphic.
Yeah, he's like half animal, half human.
So because of that, they fuck with that. You already got a demographic y'all can like sell to off rip. You just got to make it hype. Sonic Adventure Battle 3 would be hype.
No. I don't know if they will ever make a Sonic Adventure. I think that was just the end of an era with that game. I think they just stayed in one part of time when it
Yeah.
came to games. I don't think they ever make another one.
You're right though, because like that was back when like platformers were kind of still a thing. You know what I mean? Niggas still wanted to play the 3D platformers.
Yeah, it's platformers. Besides Mario, what is platformers really out there? You said they don't even make that anymore.
Yeah, I ain't seen it. Well,
but one thing I heard with Capcom, and I want your thoughts on this, because it starts to kind of rub me the wrong way. It kind of puts me on the same mindset when it comes to shoes when they do remakes on games.
I feel you.
Because they remake what? They're talking about remaking not Final Fantasy. But yeah, they are. They're talking about remaking Final Fantasy VII. That's what Square Enix wants to do. And like I know Capcom was talking about remaking what? Resident Evil 4? Was it one of the Resident Evil they were talking about remaking?
Now
remaking Dino Crisis or something like that.
They remade Resident Evil 2, and that was a hit. Everybody loved it. But the thing, this is what I like about what they're doing with remaking games. Like they're not just re-releasing it; they're remaking the game. Like Final Fantasy VII, for example, is a completely different game from the first Final Fantasy. It's like it's got a different battle system. The story is the same. The like but like the core concept of the game is the same.
It's just the gameplay.
Gameplay is like mechanically different.
But see, I don't really like stuff like that. It's like I'm iffy on it because I'm cool with it, but I'm not cool with it because I feel like when you do that, it's kind of like how I feel with shoes, where it's like, all right, we're going to keep re-releasing the same stuff over and over and over, and it kind of stunts creative growth. It's like I want something original. I want something new. I want a new Mario, not like Mario, the game itself, but a new IP that can become Mario or take it to that level. Not Mario 64 remade or Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time remade.
Like, you know why they do that though, right? It's to make the money so that they can like.
It's easy money because all you gotta do is just change the graphics. Like Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time for the 3DS is literally the same game with better graphics. It's literally the same game, same story. Only thing I think they really fixed was the water temple, but everything else is literally the same.
See, a good game.
So it's like a quick
game you can remake though,
copy and paste type game, and they're gonna sell it, and people are gonna buy it. 'Cause, people growing up that couldn't play the game, don't have access to a 64 or even a GameCube, they got a 3DS, they're going to get it. Or people that beat the game back in the day, it's like, oh, I wouldn't mind playing the game again. They're going to buy it.
That's what it's for, though. Like, because a person like me, right, when I played Zelda back in the Ocarina of Time, I played back in the day when I was in middle school. When I did that, coming to an adulthood, when I get to high school, I got a laptop, I could download ROMs. I could just play the game whenever I wanted. So if I had the urge to go back and play Ocarina of Time, I just did it.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to people who don't have access to that, they're going to be the people who buy the DS4 Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina of Time, yeah.
3D.
You said middle school?
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
Really? Okay. I was like, hey, I probably was in third grade. I don't know, I just thought about it.
Well, I mean, I only played it when I was in middle school. It was like GameCube and shit out. You know what I mean? I had a DS. I didn't play the remake though because I still had a 64.
Okay.
No. What I had was the Legend of Zelda collector's edition on
the GameCube. I got that.
That's what I had. But I still had a 64 with the Zelda shit on it, and that's what I played it on. I used that one to play the old ones or whatever. But it was actually one Christmas, right? This I guess completely off topic, but one Christmas my dad bought me and my brother he brought me and my brother N64s, individual N64s, and one was red, one was blue. And we just had mad games for it. That's the only reason I had a 64 back in the day when I was in middle school. But for example, Final Fantasy VII is a great iconic game. You say you're gonna re-release it, people are gonna already spend their money on it.
I heard they trying to do that kind of petty, where they try and release it in episodes, not the whole game, which
That's
to
exactly
me
what they're doing.
is real petty. I hate that.
Very trash.
Because you're just trying to milk the market. Just give me a $60 game, keep it pushing.
Keep it pushing.
But,
that's what a lot of game companies don't understand is that nowadays in the market of just anything, and if you're marketing anything, if you give people the bang for their buck, they're always going to come back for more. That's just how this generation is.
That's how it was with Rockstar. Because even Red Dead Redemption, I have to give them props. When they released Red Dead Redemption 2, they made sure it was still a solid single-player experience. So it was you knew I spent $60, I'm going to get my $60. I'm not going to pretty much spend $60 for a $20 game.
And they didn't even release the online immediately.
Yeah, it took them a minute. And that was the same with Grand Theft Auto, 5? Yep. Same way you released the game, it took a minute for the online to come on. So that kind of made you focus on the single player.
GTA 5 is a good example of a game, right? Because GTA 5 was technically re-released a year later.
Yeah, on PS4
and Xbox One. The thing is, though, is that Rockstar they did it very well because they were upfront about it.
Mm-hmm.
We're not releasing this game with online. when you get the game, you play it and it's a complete game. You don't feel like you're shafted. Then they release the online for free and you get to just play it.
Yeah.
That's a game company doing what they need to do to keep the gamers like content, basically. And that's why I used to work for Rockstar Support. People obsess over that game. People spend thousands of dollars on in-game
They still
money.
play that game. That server's still on, right?
They still coming out with updates for that game.
Yeah.
They still.
I see it all the time. I see it all the time in the commercials.
And so that's an example. Now Rockstar did make a lot of money off of GTA 5, but that's not to say that a lot of these companies are making a lot of money off of other types of games. Like EA doesn't just make Grand Theft Auto or their version of Grand Theft Auto. They make and produce all kinds of different games.
I hate EA so much.
I hate EA so much too because it's the fact that Rockstar as a company is literally known for making one and a couple IPs, Bully, GTA. You know what I mean? I honestly, off the top of my head, can't think of another.
Bully, GTA, Red Dead
Rockstar.
Redemption.
Red Dead Redemption, of course.
They made a table tennis game. It was random. They made a table tennis game.
Well, PS2, and it was actually, from what I heard, it was fire.
Yeah. Well, the game's coming out that I'm excited for. I'm excited for that Cyberpunk game. I've really been excited for that.
Cyberpunk? Is that what it's called?
It's Cyberpunk 77 or something.
Cyberpunk.
It looks really dope. You ever watch Blade Runner?
Yeah, I see Blade Runner.
It's like Blade Runner. It's like a Blade Runner game. So I'm excited for that. I want to play that. What else? It seems like there's not really a lot of stuff they're going to release. It's like the only company that really have games coming out for sure is Ubisoft. They're coming out with Watch Dogs. Well, apparently they should be coming out with Watch Dogs 3.
Did you play the Watch?
I never really been into that.
Yo, all right. So when I bought an Xbox One, I first bought an Xbox One for Titanfall. When I got it, I bought Titanfall and it came with Watch Dogs, the first one. That game was so bad. That game was trash.
Oh, wow.
It was so bad that I was mad that they gave it to me for free. Honestly though, like this game is not even fun to play.
I kind of consider that to be Assassin's Creed in modern day. That's what it kind of looked like to me.
Oh my goodness.
And Assassin's Creed was good in the 360 years, but after like the fourth
After
one,
the second one, I was done with it.
the fourth one wasn't that bad. The fourth one was good. The fourth one is the
with the power ships, I didn't even play that.
which one?
The power wrestling.
That one was actually tough. Like
Yeah,
the
I heard
power
that
battles
one.
were tough because you used to be able to sail the boat, get off the boat. You can go ahead and kill all the enemies,
Oh, like
take
raid
their
their
loot.
boat?
It was really dope. The story I don't remember. I couldn't tell you anything what happened in the story, but the gameplay was dope. Just the fact of like piloting a boat. But after a while, Assassin's Creed after 2, I was just lost. I
Yo,
didn't really know what
The
was
first
going on.
Assassin's Creed was so fucking dope. And that's the kind of shit that like really
I thought the second one was the best one.
that's the kind of shit that I'm excited for E3. Because when I heard about Assassin's Creed, it's
I
about
don't think they're gonna release. I don't think they're gonna have any Assassin's Creed.
well, I'm not talking about Assassin's Creed.
You just talking about E3 in general.
like just innovation, a cool game idea. Like now, yo, the games that have been coming out lately have been like mediocre.
Rinse and repeat. Because
Yeah,
usually
mediocre.
every year you go to E3, you're going to get a card game, you're going to get your Madden, you're going to get your 2Ks. For the most part, Ubisoft always releases Assassin's Creed. I guess now they're going to rotate and do Watch Dogs.
Yeah.
You don't really get that many games where you think like, oh,
I
that's
don't see
something
how they
different.
made enough money to even make a second or third Watch Dogs. To be honest,
Be surprised.
That franchise is
People
trash.
are fans. People be
Yeah, you're
fans.
right, though.
That's usually what kind of hurts it for me at least. It's just the games would be trash, the games would be mediocre, but they got fans. People, man, people gonna keep buying Call of Duty. I don't care what they do. They're gonna forever keep buying Call of Duty.
Did you play that game? I think it was called like Detroit Beyond Human or something like that.
I never played it. I know Jamal played
I
that
watched my friend Chris play it. That's a dope ass game.
because it's actually from the same people that made. You ever play Heavy Rain?
Nah, I heard of it. I heard it was a good
Yeah,
game.
it's essentially the people that made Heavy Rain made that game. That's really good because it's like an action interactive movie.
That's a game that you can either play or watch.
Yeah.
Like if you got like people, like my homie Chris had people. We was like 4 of us. And he was like, all right, we're just gonna play this game. And all 4 of the people could just be involved in interacting with this experience. It wasn't like we all had controllers, but it was still interesting.
Because it's like a interactive movie. So you're just sitting there
Exactly.
watching, oh, what's gonna happen? Is this gonna happen next? What? Da-da-da. You get real excited.
I think stuff like that is very innovative. Like that's taking the process of like a game, the things that make games fun, and just spinning it into something different. Like there's a lot of other like games, like Telltale does the Walking Dead games.
I think they
stuff like
stopped
that.
now.
They might have or something like that.
That kind of got phony after a while. The first one was my favorite. The
You played
second one,
the Walking Dead game?
I played up until the second one, and I ain't played a third or fourth one. I just kind of lost interest because it's just I don't know. Walking Dead in general, I lost interest because it was like, what could you really? How are you going to end this?
That was really my point. Not to go off on a tangent, but Walking Dead got trashed after the third season of The Walking Dead. But once it stopped being about the zombie threat and it started being about the people, that's when the show got lame. Because I'm just as a person, I like action. That's why I wouldn't play a game like Detroit Beyond Human or like the Walking Dead games. I just wouldn't do it because as a person, I like to.
You like to actually be really, really involved.
I like to be immersed.
Not just pressing X here.
I like to be
rubbing your controller there.
You know what I mean? Like when I play Skyrim, at the end of the day, I was like the Dragonborn. You know what I mean? I was the main character. I could roll around the whole map and do whatever the fuck I wanted to. I like that aspect in single player games. Like if I'm playing a multiplayer game, it's cool to be able to like fuck your opponent up. Basically.
Speaking of Skyrim, they supposed to release a game called Starfield. I was watching a video and they were saying hopefully they may drop a trailer or a snippet of that. I'm interested. You know, Bethesda, even though that Fallout 76 wasn't that great, or I heard a lot of bad reviews for it, I still have faith in Bethesda. They usually make good games. I hate the glitches. The glitches started to get annoying.
I haven't played the Elder Scrolls Oblivion.
Yeah, I have. I love that shit. That shit's hilarious.
The Elder Scrolls Oblivion is one of my favorite games of all time. It was one of my favorite because, well, number one, right? It just me as a kid. I ain't really played a whole bunch of like make your own characters RPGs. I didn't really have like a PC or nothing like that. So when I got the Elder Scrolls, it was like, all right, make a character. I could make a black guy.
Yeah. Even though the hairstyles suck. Why games always got the black characters' hairstyles suck? You get these raggedy ass braids.
Low key, no offense to white people, but it's because white people make the games and they only know the default crew cut, braids, nappy ass head, dreads, cornrows.
But it don't even be clean. The only game that makes good, and of course they should, is I can't stop laughing. It's 2K. 2K makes the haircuts like on fire. Really? When you play a Skyrim, because it's trash. Because you get the doo-doo fade. You be like sloppy ass cornrows
in the RPGs. I'm not rolling around.
Because I was playing Fallout 4, and I was like,
"You're not gonna call the Dragonborn nappy. You're not gonna do that." I have dreads.
No, because I was playing Fallout 4, and I was going through the hairstyles. I was like, "There's nothing dope. I don't want to comb back. I'm not Elvis." Yeah. Like
I had a crew cut when I was in Fallout 4.
It's like I just make my guy have a bald head and keep it moving.
Yeah, I had a crew
Even
cut.
if you try to get like natural hair, it's like this weird, like curly. It's like I'm not. Come on, bro. I'm black.
Like craziness would be like Fallout 76 on some like fuck shit. You know what I mean? Like if the E3 released like, all right, we're doing complete overhaul of Fallout 76. It's like the online Fallout experience. You got like NPCs, people, all kinds of quests.
They really did a bad job on that game. My friend Benny was trying to gas me up to get that. He was trying to get. He's like, "Yo, we should get it. This, that, and the third." And I was like, "All right."
I low key got it for free. My friend just gave me a code.
Oh, and I saw it.
Play it. To be fair,
isn't it free now?
I don't know if it's free.
I heard a rumor that Anthem might be free because it wasn't doing that well.
Anthem is a really good example of a game that was like trailered in E3 and just ends up being shit. And I can just see it. I can just see when a game is gonna be trash just by the trailer. Like I know it. Like when I saw Anthem, I was like, "Yo, this game is gonna bomb."
Well, to tell you the truth, anytime E3 releases anything nowadays, not E3, EA, I'm sorry. EA release anything nowadays, I just kind of
the thing is right. So Anthem to me bombed for a different, like when they released the Star Wars Battlefront, that trailer when the first one, when it was like, yo, it's fucking Star Wars, you're out here, you could be Luke Skywalker, you can be whoever the fuck you want, you're in TIE fighters, it's gonna be sick. And everybody's like, yes, this is the game we wanted.
And it was boring as shit.
And then you get the game, there's 2 game modes. There's like 2 maps. No, there was like 4 game modes. There's 2 maps. And you got to buy Jedi DLC and all this other extra shit. Then it's like, yo, you feel absolutely cheated out of your money. That's probably how people felt for Anthem. My homie bought the Legendary Edition. $120 for that game.
God damn.
He was hype. This nigga was like, yo, Iron Man. I could be Iron Man with my boys. We going around doing shit. Like different types of suits. It's basically like Destiny mixed with like Iron Man. Mm-hmm. The concept on paper is like, yo, that's sick.
It's amazing. But when you got the finished product.
And I saw the trailer, I'm like, yo. Number one, you can definitely tell the trailer is trash when they have like scripted actors acting like gamers. I hate when that fucking trailers do that. When they got like the girl walks in and she's like, "Did you do the daily quest today?" And he's like, "Nope, gonna go out and do it today. We're gonna get the fucking rocket launcher." and he's like, and she's like, yeah, let's go do it. It's like, that shit's trash. We know these guys are not real gamers. We just know it.
Seems so unauthentic.
It's very unauthentic.
But other than that, I heard that Rocksteady, the people that make Batman, is supposed to release something.
But what's that, like Batman Arkham Asylum?
Yeah, they're the ones that make those games.
Okay.
I thought they released Superman. Oh, they really?
I only play Arkham Asylum.
Oh,
okay. I heard the other, like, it was like Arkham City.
Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Arkham something else.
Yeah, I heard they were sick. But Arkham Asylum.
Arkham Origins. Then the last one was the one that released, and that was like him. I didn't hate the last one, but I hated the fact that they forced you to use the Batmobile so much, and it was kind of real tedious.
What you mean, like?
You had to use the Batmobile for a lot of shit. Like, you had to use the Batmobile to scan the area. You got to use the Batmobile to get to this place. You got to use the Batmobile to get that. It's like they kind of made you use the Batmobile. And I was kind of annoyed with that. But overall, the Batman games itself are always good. I never had a bad experience with the Batman
Arkham
games.
Asylum was fucking sick.
I think my favorite was Arkham City. Yeah, my favorite was Arkham City. That's when you face the Joker again, I think, and he dies. Or he gives you some of his disease to help, so you can help him find a cure. Batman games have always been pretty good.
Oh, that sounds
the
good.
Arkham games have always been pretty good. I thought they were going to release a Superman game, but they're not. So
I think, that's the thing, right? Superman, that's the difference between, like,
Superman and Spider-Man.
Like, no, just basically, like, well, Superman has too much power.
Yeah.
You can't accurately make a Superman game and make it fun.
Because, yeah, I was talking to somebody about that because I was saying, how do you lower him down to where you feel you have to actually do stuff to achieve his abilities? Because some of the abilities that you have are just off the jump. Heat ray vision, flying, super strength. It becomes like, well, he's kind of already overpowered.
Yeah, there's no real actual threat super villain that really sees Superman while not on some fuck shit. You're not gonna walk up and just commit crime and expect to just see Superman 1v1. Like, you don't. True. Doomsday. Now that's the thing, right? That's what I was just about to say. Is that, like, in terms of a Superman game, and this is the crazy thing to me, is that game companies, number one, it just seems like they don't try to innovate at all. You can make a Superman game where he's legit fucking just jumping from city to city, solving, like, random crimes or whatever. You could have all the supervillains collectively come together and try to fuck Superman, and that could just be the game. That sounds fucking hype. If Doomsday, you know what I mean? You see, there's an animated movie about Doomsday killing Superman. He's like the only fucking thing cheap enough to actually body Superman, because Doomsday was created to be like the ultimate being to a certain extent.
Wait a minute, I think that was in the Batman vs Superman movie, Doomsday. I can't remember. I think it was.
Was it? I think it was. I think Batman. Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman fought Doomsday.
That shit was so trash. That movie was doo-doo.
In the animated movie, Doomsday came down and
DC always has the better animated movies. The live action DC sucks.
Yeah, it does. And that, I mean, that kind of sucks for them because they're not going to hit them fucking $1 billion weekends and fucking the box office like Marvel is. But.
Yeah, not anytime soon. But staying on superhero topic, Square Enix, I didn't know. I read something where they were saying how Square Enix has a contract with Marvel to make an Avengers game, and they may actually release footage of an Avengers game. I'm kind of curious about how that is. Is it going to be an RPG? It's Square Enix. It's like such an odd, like, relationship, because Square Enix is like a Japanese company. That's the thing, right? And Marvel is so American.
You gotta understand that because they're a Japanese company, you never know. They might be going on a fake out and just be making a phone game, because that's what they did with that. They showed a whole trailer one year at E3 of a Final Fantasy game that was just a phone game. Like, come on, bro. Nobody wants to fucking download it. Who cares about this?
Little kids like it.
I guess. But y'all remember back in the fucking day when E3 came on fucking G4?
Yes, it was an event.
TV. It wasn't an event. It was like a week. It was like a week long thing, and niggas was hype. Like, yo.
Yeah, you saw the trailer for Halo.
I'm Adam Sessler and I'm Morgan Webb, and we're here at E3 live. Yeah. Like, that shit was fucking sick. And then you get that was like Gears of War was about to come out. The Halo 3 trailer.
I missed those days.
Things were sick.
Good times.
TV station for games.
Yeah. No, low key, I was kind of privileged because I was at my grandma's house. My grandma had that fucking Comcast on deck with the on demand. She had all the channels, and I was just flicking through channels, and there was this channel called Tech TV, and it was a show called Cheaters, and it was with this girl. she was bad. And I'm
Let's say you remember
it
she
was
was
with this
bad.
dude named Corey something. I'm about to look that shit up right now, and that's what made I remember that because the girl after him was bad. I can't remember what her name was, but the dude who was on Cheaters, he would show you all. It was like, yo, we're cheaters, and this is the game we talking about today. We got mad cheat codes, mad tips, all kinds of shit, and it's just about this game. And it was kind of sick because I mean I was a kid, I was in the games, and I couldn't play shit on Xbox or nothing like that. I can't look it up because I got no fucking service, but. This nigga's name was Corey something. And I was like, yo, this nigga's name Corey? I'm Corey?
You had a connection.
Yeah, like
you had a
talking
connection
about,
right
this
there.
is somebody's job right now. I'm trying to do this.
But yeah, I used to watch the Unreal tournaments they used to have on G4. I used to watch those faithfully.
Yep.
That really got me into
Kevin Pereira was he was like the announcer for that shit. And then he was the one of the hosts on Attack of the Show.
Oh yeah, he was. I remember him now. But I used to like watch the tournament. That got me really into like third person shooters. I remember they used to have like the that was the I guess the video game music videos, like anime music videos before before YouTube. You know how you go on YouTube, you see an AMV and it'd be Little Uzi playing on Naruto or some shit like that.
Yeah.
It's like, but like that when I used to watch G4, they used to actually have it where they'll have like the game characters actually imitating like the singers. You'll have like what's the one dude? He was a pervert guy. He was like. I can't remember.
And what?
I forgot. It's an Xbox game. It was like rated mature.
Oh, Leisure Suit Larry?
Yeah, and he was singing Black Eyed Peas, My Humps.
Oh, come on.
Shit had me in tears, but it was just
yeah,
I don't know.
I feel that shit would probably have me in tears.
It was just like it was a channel where based on what you like in games, you can go to here. Because you had with Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb, they'll have like the top 5 of the week or some shit. Yeah, X-Play, that's what it was. X-Play. They have the top 5 games. You have the cheat codes. You get the Game Informer magazine. That's when going to GameStop was like a treat. Now I go to GameStop. I feel like I'm just going to damn near a pawn shop.
Funny story about GameStop, right? Funny ass story about GameStop. So when I was a kid, you remember the GameStop at Security Mall next to that. It's outside, not the one that was inside.
Yeah.
So me and my brother used to go up there all the time, and the manager there, his name was LeVar, and we just like, and my mom ended up just like knowing him by like we just ended up knowing him because we would go to GameStop all the fucking time. So then come to find out, I started working at Pull to Win, and this LeVar starts working there like with us, and I'm like, yo, that's sick.
How old is he? I guess he's old as shit.
He's an old guy.
Oh, okay.
Not really old. I wouldn't say he's old, but he's like older than me.
He's up there in age.
He's probably like 30, probably pushing 40. Maybe.
Dang, man, I'm about to be 30.
I'm not. I still got 4 long, strong years.
Yeah, enjoy it.
27 and 30, bro.
I'm about to be 30. I got 1 more year left. This is my last year in my 20s. Next year I'll be 3-0.
See, that might be another thing too, though. Like games might just be less hype because I don't honestly believe this, but this is just a theory that games might be less hype because we're getting older.
I don't think so. I think it's less hype because everything is so accessible. Because back in the day when you were like in middle school or even early high school, you didn't really have access to the internet to tell you everything.
True.
You, based on a lot of the rumors and trailers and stuff like that, or snippets, you had to go based off what you may have heard on G4, what you read on Game Informer magazine. Because I know back in 2005, I was super hyped for Kingdom Hearts 2. I didn't know shit about what was going on with that game. I didn't know the development cycle. I didn't know anything. I just know.
You can just look that up.
Yeah, I know. Back then, I get the Game Informer magazine. I'm looking at the back of the page. Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming soon. They developing this level, that level. You see everything in Japanese, so you can tell it hasn't been pretty much perfected for you can release to the masses.
No videos, you only had pictures and screenshots.
So I think that what kind of kills it because everything is so accessible. All you gotta do is go and use for real, like you said. E3 was a whole week event. You stuck to the tube watching it.
Real.
Now I just go on YouTube and watch it. While I'm at work.
But I think that there are still games that are presented and they still bring hype. And that's really why I don't give any excuses to the gaming industry about releasing not hype shit. Because I don't want to keep beating the horse of Breath of the Wild, but that game was amazing. That game was fucking incredible. And when they showed the trailer for it, I was hyped. A new Zelda game, and it's Skyrim. That's sick. I was talking to my homie about the fucking Metroid Battle Royale game where you know how when Metroid, when Samus every game she falls or something happens, she loses all her powers, right?
Yep.
BR games are naturally based around getting your outfit while you're like you fall down with nothing and you build yourself up from there. That's what BR games like PUBG, for example. 100 people fall onto the island. You all have to find guns, armor, and all kinds of
that's dope.
to then work your way up and be the last winner.
Wow, that is a good idea.
That is PUBG. If you take that and just add it to Metroid, where you're not some random army dude, but you're a Samus Aran clone, and you're falling from the atmosphere. While you're falling, all your parts is falling off. You got your missile launcher, your armor shoulder pads, or your morph ball. All that shit happens in the Metroid game anyway. That's like the main part of the Metroid game. Why not just transition that into VR and make bread? And just have complete... If they showed that at E3, I'd be fucking shocked. I doubt
they showed it.
I doubt they would either because it's too fucking smart.
I think what they're going to probably show is just something you already know is coming out.
Exactly.
It's kind of like, okay, I bet you this is coming out anyway.
Fucking Yoshi story. Like, who the fuck?
I was playing a little bit of that on Cody's Switch, and it wasn't that bad. It was a game. It was something that I feel like is a time killer. Like if I'm at work and I'm bored, I can just put on Yoshi's Island. I don't have to really think. I can just kind of play. But one topic I want to get into is something I was listening to the video about E3, and they were saying there's a possibility that Ubisoft might talk about Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Ooh, that's a good one.
So my question with that is, how do you feel about that? Because that actually kind of irritates me when it's a sequel to a game and it's been in like development hell for so long. Yeah. It gets to the point where I'm like, don't even release the game. Just say we're not going to release it so people can move on.
See, this is the thing, right? So I guess we still on the topic of like hype because you think about how long niggas have wanted like Beyond Good and Evil 2, like the fans of that game.
That game is that. A quick question: that game was that popular? People love that game.
People like that game.
Like I've never played that game. I've heard about it, but I've never played. I'm about to play it now,
it's
just
good.
Out of curiosity.
It's a good ass game. It's got a deep story. It's a game. To be fair, it's fun, but like if you would have played it back in the day, it would have had more of like more of an impact. Because of like basically the technology. Now you can just play fucking Gears of War or whatever and just blow people's brains out and all kinds of graphical intention shit. Like this is a PS2 game.
Oh no, that won't faze me. If it's a good game,
I'm not saying that it will, but it's just still there's a stark difference in if you would have experienced it back in the PS2
So
era.
you think a lot of people are able to patiently wait for the sequel because they have a lot of nostalgia?
Well, people don't really got a choice but to be patient. To be
fair. That's true.
Because it's like, come on now, like that's like I don't know, like Shadow of the Colossus. You ever played that game?
Mm-hmm.
I fuck with Shadow of the Colossus. That game was so fucking fun.
Even with that, when they made the remake to that seemed unnecessary to me.
It was very unnecessary. And that's the point that I was about to make. Is that when you play that game, you've experienced it already.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to play it again in HD, you're only experiencing it just for the HD. You might as well watch it.
Yeah, so they didn't change the gameplay or nothing.
Yeah, like it's still the same
It just looks prettier.
And the thing about a game like Shadow of the Colossus is kind of like a one-shot. Whoa, this was fucking incredible.
Yeah, I get you.
I experienced it, and now I experienced something I can keep.
I get you. I get you.
You release it again, and it's like, all right, come on.
That's like what's a good movie like that? Like The Warriors. You ever seen that movie?
Yeah.
I can't see them remaking that movie. I think it was really a perfect movie for that time because it was New York in the 70s. Is real
exactly.
Real dangerous, real gutter or whatnot. So it's kind of like. It was really good for just that time.
It was a generational movie.
Yeah.
It was like, it kind of was one of the things that defined the generation.
So I get what you're saying. Oh, that's the same like Saturday Night Fever. Like, you're not going to make another Saturday Night Fever. You just can't.
And so that's what but the thing is that you will get the Warriors 2, and this is kind of like the negative side of that. There's a positive and a negative to it because you'll get people who just see the money and they're like, all right, this is probably just business-wise not a good idea because we're going to ruin the IP. Mm-hmm. But we're probably gonna make like $50 million in the box office on the fucking opening weekend. We'll make our money back. We'll make some more money, and we're good. We made some money.
True.
And fuck the Warriors. They got the first one.
No, side note though, have you ever played the Warriors game from Rockstar? That's like the best movie game I ever played.
It was fucking fire.
I think that was the best movie game I ever played.
Oh yeah, did Rockstar make Scarface? Did Rockstar make
way better than Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, because the Warriors game was the Warriors game.
Because first off, the first portion of the game was like a prequel. And it was the one thing I guess with the movie is you don't know anything about it because the movie's based off of a book, but most people didn't read the book. And the movie really didn't talk anything about the past. It kind of talked about whatever happened that night, and that was it.
Yeah.
So in the game, you kind of saw what happened before. You had to recruit some of the members. You pretty much all the members in the movie. You had to recruit them. You had to do like side missions. It was really dope. It was a real good game. It was a real good game. I think DJ bought it again.
The Warriors game was
that was like probably my favorite movie. That probably was my favorite movie.
One of the best PS2 games. Yo, like the thing is that I would say Pokemon is a great example of like just trying to do shit. Just
really? You think so?
Yeah, because that Dynamax shit, that was I fucked with that Pokemon trailer all the way through until I saw the Dynamax. When they were fighting Giant Gyarados, that was dope to me. All right, 4 people. This Gyarados is on some fuck shit. Y'all need to bank it. That sounds cool to me.
You said bank it.
That's just bare bones, right? Then it's like, all right, now I'm gonna throw out Giant Raichu. Giant Raichu was just lame. Like it just was. Like number one, y'all decided to use Raichu of all Pokemon.
You could use Charizard, Blastoise,
anything. Blastoise would have been sick. Venusaur would have been sick. Anything.
But Raichu.
You choose Raichu.
At least they didn't use a Giant Mewtwo. Not Giant Mewtwo. A Giant Mew. Not Mew. Shit.
Giant
Meow. What's that? Meow?
Giant Meowth would have pissed me off too.
At least they used a Giant Meowth.
Giant Meowth would have really pissed me. That would have been worse than Raichu, honestly. I was trying to think of a Pokemon that could have been worse than that. That's
or a giant Wobbuffet.
Yeah, giant fucking Bellsprout. Damn, we just
That'd
getting into the gutter now.
That's trash.
Just getting into the gutter now. Damn, that's OD.
Speaking of Pokemon, what's the wackest Pokemon? Probably Wobbuffet.
No, all right. So they got the
Wobbuffet.
wackest Pokemon, in my opinion, is there is a snow cone Pokemon. There's
really?
I can't remember what it's called. There's a
snow cone.
It's got an evolution stage too. It's like 3 snow cones combined. That is the wackest, lamest, like laziest fucking. And of course, it's an ice type.
No duh.
No fucking duh. It's a fucking ice cream cone. It's like, come on, bro, y'all. And that's one of the things that I did fuck with this current trailer was that the Pokemon look cool. The turtle thing looked cool. The bird thing looked cool. I like the starters. They're pretty cool. The legendaries are meh, but they gotta look fanatic, fantastic.
Not really. All they probably do is look at a dog and be like, all right, how we can change it up?
This shit? Honestly.
How can we spin a dog? You already got Growly, so we can't use Growlithe. We can't use him again. So let's just make another dog.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? So like, all right, you got Pokemon like Blaziken. Blaziken is a man-sized firefighting chicken.
Rooster or whatever.
That's sick. It's clearly, I think that they did actually base it off of Ken from Street Fighter because he's got Sky Uppercut like Shoryuken. He got Blaze Kick like Tatsumaki. So that's dope. Then you got like Sceptile. He's an iguana. These are just the starter Pokemon for that, like the 3rd generation or whatever. You got Sceptile. He's like a fucking lizard grass type guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mudkip, right?
Then you got Mudkip. He's like a fucking, what is it, like a toad type deal.
What is he?
He's a ground water type. So it is like a toad because it's like Mudkip and then it's Marsh Tom. It's like an amphibian of some kind.
Quick question. Would you agree with this? Is Pokemon Nintendo's Madden?
Is it Nintendo's Madden?
Yeah.
No,
what I mean by Madden, where it's literally the same. It's rinse and repeat. It's the same formula every game, which is new skins.
I see what you're saying.
New draft picks.
I see what you're saying. To a certain extent, yes. It kind of is. But the thing that kind of like separates it from, I guess, being quote unquote Madden tier is shit like Dynamax and Z moves.
And XL Raichu.
And fucking, super large Raichu.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just do whatever you want. And that's what I was about to say is that, like, when you can do whatever you want, Dynamax would not have been an idea. If I was making some, like, Pokemon party shit where you fight these Pokemon that are, like, infected with whatever, you don't get Dynamax. It just seems literally more fun to have you and your friends fight this thing legitimately with your regular-ass Pokemon. Using your cheap-ass Z moves and your Megas and all that. This Pokemon, when you're in the Dynamax mode, I looked it up. When you're in the Dynamax mode, all your moves are Z moves. So all your moves are fucking nukes.
So you're pretty much right. They're holding your hand on this one too.
They're holding your hand. Like you get. What is the point of fighting this if that's what you get to? That shows no opposition. It's like if I was to fight. It's like if you know how like they have like the legendary for every game.
Mm-hmm.
For example, what was it? Lugia and Ho-Oh.
Yeah.
It's like if I went up to fight Ho-Oh and they just gave me a Lugia for free.
Essentially,
it's the same thing.
They essentially kind of do that when I was playing Y, and I'm thinking on the old school Pokemon monsters, like, all right, let me go and save before I battle him because there's a chance. There's a chance I might kill him.
Old school.
Yeah, it's old school. That's how I thought. Let me save it before I battle him because there's a chance I might beat him, and I don't want to lose a chance to catch him. And why? With their legendary, they give you multiple chances to capture him. Because I killed him first, I was like, oh, well, let me go and load it. And then it X me out. It X me out the fighting screen, and it was like he's just still sitting there. And I guess I went in and pressed A, and he was like, it wants you to capture it. And I was like, wait a minute, I just killed it. So I literally did it like 3 times. I kept killing it. So I did it like 3 times, and I was like, wow, they really gave you all these chances to capture a legendary. I'm used to like, you play yellow.
Yo, you back in the day, if you killed Mewtwo, you best had saved before you did that, or you fucked yourself.
Or you killed Zapdos, it's a wrap.
You're right, you're done.
It's a wrap.
You're done.
You got to come up with 100 Pokeballs and just keep throwing them bitches, and hopefully you'll sit there.
Real talk. You only got one Master Ball.
Yeah, you use the Master Ball.
You only got one Master Ball.
Don't judge me. My dumb ass, right?
Got action replay.
Don't judge me. My dumb ass beat the game, had the Master Ball, and I used that bitch on a Growler.
Damn.
Because I wanted a Growler so bad, I just could not capture it. I was like, fuck it, I'm going to use the Master Ball on. And then I realized when I tried to fight Mewtwo, I was like, oh, this motherfucker's hard that was the Master Ball was for him.
For real. That's another thing that I really fucked with about Pokemon. Back in the day, the lore was so cool. Like, Giovanni, the whole game is about you trying to become a Pokemon master, obviously, but Giovanni with Team Rocket was not only trying to clone Mew, the cheapest Pokemon that they knew about, but they failed and that shit escaped. So he had to try and science up a specific ball to catch this shit because it was so fucking cheap. And that ball was the Master Ball that you get at Silphco. They went in there to basically take that shit because it was the only thing they didn't want to pay for it. They're a criminal organization.
Terrorist.
You know what I mean? So you get the Master Ball, and that's what it was for. Giovanni is the leader of the last gym. You know what I mean? So you beat Giovanni at his criminal game, and then you come up and you beat him as a Pokemon trainer too, because he's the best Pokemon trainer in the 8 gym leaders.
Yeah.
It's so much story behind that. And then you go up and fight the Elite Four who had nothing to do with any of this, but they're just like that. You feel me? They just bout this life.
Mm-hmm.
Then that correlates with Gold and Silver because you come up as a kid and you do all the shit in Johto. You go over to Kanto and all that shit that happened in the first game's already happened.
That is true. It's like a continuation. That is true. Because Blue
your rival is Giovanni's son.
Yeah, and then
That's sick.
And then Blue's a gym leader for Viridian City. Red's that guy. He's a Michael Jordan.
Red is up on the mountain,
just chilling.
Not even a part of the game.
He just chilling. He fine.
This nigga said I have nothing to do with anything that
and
you're
then
doing.
Like what makes it even crazy is like when you talk, you don't even say words. You just kind of 2 words and battle on sight.
He says nothing. When you walk up to Red, there are 3 dots, and then y'all start scrapping. That's what happens. And that's just. Red is like, yo, I ain't got nothing to do with none of this. If you want to see me, come to the top of this mountain. See me.
He hit you in the pit, give you those hands.
He was hard. Hands with he was really hard. Pikachu. And I remember that shit. Yo, that was when Pokemon was hype.
Yeah.
And that's the point I'm trying to make. Like, that Dynamax shit. Come on, yo. Compared to that though, like you could story up anything about anything. You know what I mean? You can write a story about anything, especially
what's that,
Pokemon.
I'm trying to think of the phrase because a lot of older games had that where it was a lot of the game told you it. You had to pay attention to like the subtle details of stuff. It wasn't like, and you know how games nowadays literally tell you what's going on. Yeah. But back in the day when you play like a Pokemon or like a Metroid or Zelda, you kind of had to pay attention. For one, you had to read the manual because the manual actually told you what happened, gave you the backstory. But it was just like a lot of little subtle things. You just kind of got the vibe. It was more immersed into it. Nowadays, they kind of tell you what's going on.
Y'all ever played Ruby and when I played Ruby and Sapphire, I had the guidebook. The guidebook had a guide.
That's when Pokemon started to hold your hand. Ruby and Silver.
No, Ruby and Sapphire. I think that's that's the game where they stopped because Ruby and Sapphire to catch like Regice and the Registeels and all those other Pokemon, you had to translate Braille.
Oh wow!
You had to and it was a guide to translate Braille in the back of the guidebook.
I didn't know that.
And it told you have to take it. The guidebook didn't tell you what words they meant. You know what I mean? Because you walk up into the cave where the Pokemon is, it's not there, and on the wall there's Braille writing.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know how to read Braille, then you can't fucking you don't know what to do.
Wow, I never knew that.
Yeah, so when you go in the back of the guidebook, you translate each Braille letter into you got to use strength here. So you go into your Pokemon pouch, you use the HM strength, the fucking legendary shows up, and you feel accomplished. Like, yo, I did something right now.
Wow,
you know
I
what I mean?
that.
That's sick to me. They don't do that shit no more in Pokemon. They don't do that shit in any games.
I wonder why. What made them change it? I really think people are stupid now, or
they know what's gonna sell, and they know that at the end of the day, people nowadays I hate to say it, but people nowadays are weaker. They just are. They're more coddled. Like,
no, I give you that. But let's go back to our original question. How do you feel about the long delayed sequels to games? Because like Kingdom Hearts 3 took 13 years, 15 took like 10 plus, 7 damn it like it's taking like 20.
I think it's done on purpose, personally.
Beyond Good and Evil, that shit came out in 03. That's literally like 16 years.
I think it's definitely done on purpose.
16 years for a sequel to a game.
That's ridiculous.
It's like, I feel like you have to have it's like, with game releases, kind of like with musicians or like music artists. You can't be a Call of Duty or a 2K or Madden and be on some Lil Wayne shit. We release something like damn near every week or every year. You get kind of repetitive. People lose interest in it. But at the same time, you can't be on some like Detox Dr. Dre stuff or like Kingdom Hearts 13 where you wait like 13, 15, 20 years for a game. It gets to the point like, to me as an insult as a fan, because I'm sitting here waiting for you to develop this game and drop it, and you just keep playing games. I don't like you don't.
That's the thing. Niggas is trying to like get the money. Basically, like people don't, and that's the fucked up thing about like just the industries in general.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's gonna put their money into something that they don't have a necessarily like. You can't necessarily guarantee any kind of return on your investment, but they want to be really, really fucking close to that guarantee.
And I kind of think that's what kind of kills it now compared to like the PS2 era. Because the PS2, when you think about it, there's a lot of games that were like your typical mainstream games. There's a lot of very unique games where it's like, wow. Like, I think about it back then where those games survived. Like, if Beyond Good and Evil was released into 2019, where that game really hold weight.
You think about it, though, that was kind of like what I would call the climax, honestly. PS2 to like 360 PS3 era, that was like the climax of console gaming.
Yeah.
That was when the console war was like a fucking thing.
I agree with that.
Like Nintendo, you were either Nintendo, Sony, or you were on fucking Xbox, spending $500, $600 on an Xbox. Or you on like PC, I guess.
No, I give you that. Because I feel like ever since that, once the PS3 and 360 was kind of winding down, I feel like a lot of the games started to kind of be like, eh. And like most of the games, also they became more gimmicky in my opinion, where it's like we're not going to really focus on good story and good content. We're going to just focus on how pretty we can make the game look.
Yeah.
It's like, let's just make the game look amazing. Because, for example, comparing Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 3. Kingdom Hearts 1, for $50, you got a lot of game. It wasn't the graphically the best game ever. Yeah, it was glitches, but it was a product of its time. But the game had, in my opinion, a pretty solid story that was clean cut for the most part. You had a lot of stuff you can do in the game, as opposed to 3. 3 is freaking beautiful. It's a beautiful ass game. Gameplay is top notch. The story is just bare bones.
Yeah.
It's like, I always use those as an example because it makes me realize, like, dang, how the gaming industry, in my opinion, has just changed. It went from you pay $50 for a good quality game, and even some games that came out during that era, I always think to myself, would they be able to survive in this era? Because in this era, it's like it's like the same 5 games as the one that's selling. The Call of Duties, the sports games, Madden, FIFA 2K, the freaking Assassin's Creed game. It's like the same games coming out. It's always the same games you hear doing numbers. You'll get a God of War 4 in here and there, or like a Spider-Man game here and there. But for the most part, it's always like the same 5 games that come out every year. But back in PS2, you had a Prince of Persia game.
Yeah.
Because I know when you look at the history for that game was based off an old computer game.
Yeah.
And the Prince of Persia series was amazing. I love that series, that trilogy.
That shit was hard.
It was really
you was
dope.
like going back in time and sands of time? That was a good
That one,
game.
Word Within was my favorite. And you had the last one, which kind of concluded that whole trilogy. It's just crazy how it is from back then to now. Because now it's like,
they made a Prince of Persia movie back
that
then
shit was trash.
Yeah, it was trash. I remember watching that shit. That shit was garbage.
I hate when they do stuff like that. Like, you cannot find an Indian actor. You have to just make...
Not to go on a tangent, but they made a whole movie about Egypt and they casted like nothing but white people.
But yeah, I know. The guy said the reason why...
sick to me.
The guy said, what's his name? I forgot the director's name. He directed Alien. Shit. But he pretty much said the reason why he did that, he felt like if he had cast Indian people wasn't going to see the movie. What? Which to me is a cop-out, but yeah.
That is a super cop-out. What the fuck? Now, honestly, that's a really bad cop-out. Or some fucking black people.
But it's a cop-out.
Like, come on now.
It's a cop-out.
If you get Egyptians as much as you can, black actors, you got your Chadwick Boseman. You got the Black Panther in the Egypt movie, obviously. Why not? Why the fuck not? You know what I mean? Like, you're making just objectively bad decisions. And that's why I don't understand when, like, I just need to get in the industry of making content. That's my dream, personally. And that's why it is. Because I feel like I know that I would just do it 100% better. Well, I know it will make money.
Those people like that, they want to play it safe. So, for example, perfect example is Ghost in the Shell movie with Scarlett Johansson. Ugh. Based off an anime. The girl is Japanese. She's obviously Japanese. Her name is Japanese. Yeah. But they made Scarlett Johansson the main character. And I know why they did that. Doesn't make it right, no, but I know why they did it. Because it was like, we're taking a risk of making a movie that's kind of unorthodox. It's not, we don't really know if there's a big fan base for this. So we're going to make this movie, put her in it, and we know for a fact, even if you're not a fan of the anime or the manga itself, you're a fan of Scarlett Johansson. Yeah. You love her in Black Widow. You love her in the movie Lucy. You love her as an actress, so people are going to go see it regardless. But
I think that you are right. You're 100% right. And the crazy part about it is I think that there's such flawed logic because in today's society, things literally get eaten up based off of purely hype alone.
True.
If you release Ghost in the Shell, true to its nature, with a Japanese cast, people cast in generally the race that they are like, canonically are, based off of just the hype of Ghost in the Shell alone, anime fans all over the planet know what Ghost in the Shell is. They know it's hype.
And I kind of think that's where a little bit of the disconnect is with like a lot of the producers and a lot of the fans now. I feel like people fail to understand that the people that grew up watching anime, like the Tsunamis playing games, are now in their late 20s, pushing 30s. Some probably in their mid 30s, pushing early 40s. I'm sorry. So it's like, I think a lot of those people that make those type of movies are still in the mindset of like the 90s movie making or the 80s movie making mindset. It was like, all right, we're going to try this idea, but to be safe, let's put this famous guy in this because they know they're going to see it. As opposed to us, it's like, a lot of people now, a lot of us now are of age where we're making money and we're spending our money. It's like we want you to make something that's original, authentic to the source material, where it's like we're going to spend the money. Even if you just pick some random Japanese actress from Japan and put it in a movie,
she's gonna get famous off.
We're gonna see the movie because it's like, all right, you made an attempt to make it close to the source material as possible. So we're gonna see it. Not because that movie that was dumb, because what they did was they used her and then they brought a Japanese actress and tried to make it sound, well, she was Japanese before she got kidnapped and killed and made into a cyborg. So technically she's Japanese. Because at the end, she saw her mother and it was just, the movie was pretty. The movie was very pretty, really, really pretty. But the story was just dry. I was just disappointed.
Yo, did y'all, just as a contrast in terms of like the story, have y'all seen Unbreakable?
Oh, yeah. Bruce Willis. That movie was funny. Samuel Jackson's my favorite black
actor. That movie was funny, number one.
The way he fell down the steps has me in tears to this day.
But did y'all see the sequel? What was it?
Which because you got Mr. Glass and you got the
it's not
one.
Glass.
It's the one that I know you're talking about. The one that came into. I forgot what it was called.
What it was called, but it was with the guy. He had multiple personalities.
And he could turn to this beast.
He turned into the beast. That movie was fucking
hilarious
to me. It was a good movie, but it was so funny because when you turn into the beast, you went to the subway, ripped the shirt off. roared, and then he started running, and this nigga dipped. He ran across the city nonstop back to his house.
Ran with like all fours.
Yo, he was geeking. The girl shot him in the chest with a shotgun. He
ate
bodied.
it.
He was like, "That is delicious," and I was like, "Yo, he's on some fuck shit."
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed with Mr. Glass.
Glass was okay. I thought it was a really good, like, I guess, wrap up / like kind of trying to continue the story maybe a little bit. It's an M. Night Shyamalan thing, so it's gonna end really weird. I do think that the ending kind of was like a little bit rushed, low key.
But we gotta get ready to wrap this up soon. So my last question for you is, what are like 5 things you're excited for E3 coming up?
So all right, 5 things I'm excited for. If y'all don't know if y'all seen Kill La Kill.
Yeah, I seen it. Oh yeah, it's supposed to be like a fighting game like that, right?
Kill La Kill fighting game coming out, and that might be fire.
So I'm iffy because they did My Hero the fighting game, and that was
some booty.
That looked bad.
It was some booty. But the thing is so that's kind of like how you were talking about, not to like make this any longer than it's supposed to be, but it's kind of how you were talking about how like people are like kind of like picking up the hype train super late.
Mm-hmm.
Like Kill La Kill came out years ago.
Like, I still haven't finished it.
It's a good anime.
It is. I was watching it. I just got tired of reading subtitles, and I couldn't find the dub, and I was just like.
But to release a fighting game now, it's like you kind of missed the hype train for Kill La Kill.
True.
Like, the only people who are going to buy this game are like people who play fighting games and people who are fans of Kill La Kill. You're not really open to a super.
I get what you're saying. You're not going to really hit that mainstream market. You're kind of just you kind of put yourself in a box where people that are going to probably play the game are people that are into anime and manga. And you said fighting games.
That's it.
That's really it. You're not.
And if you don't make a quality game, the fighting game player is going to fall off very quickly.
Yeah, so it's going to be people that are just into anime. But
so
that's one.
There's that. They got Halo releasing for PC.
Yeah, it's called Halo Infinite.
I am fucking stoked for that.
If they release that, I'm gonna go and get Xbox Live. I do not have Xbox Live.
Go where?
No, I just play games offline, and I play everything offline on Xbox. But if they do Halo Infinite, and it looks good and it's good, I will get Xbox Live because I want to get better at playing online games. I'm ass at playing online games.
You just gotta play them. That's just all it is. Too.
I think. See, I guess what makes me because I did try to do that Naruto game. What was it? What was that game?
Ultimate Ninja Storm.
No, it was like player versus player online.
Naruto game. Like Shinobi Striker.
It was cool. I got irritated because for one, I didn't like the fact that you couldn't pick your team.
Yeah,
that kind of blew me because
I played a little bit of it at my homie's house.
Because it blew me because it was like one team I was on and we were just on it. He was on it, like on it. We was on the same mind frame. He had the right person, I had the right person, the other two had the right people, so we was like working as a team. But then after that, when I got into another battle, I just got everybody wants to do the same role, so it kind of kills. Everybody wants to be range, no healer, and so that kind of killed the game for me because it was like I'm losing these matches, but I can't pick my team. So the fact that I can't pick my team, I'm kind of just.
See, I mean, that could be a discussion for another time. But that's kind of the responsibility of the game developer to make the game in a way that your community is not like toxic, basically. Like, because I see because I played that game at my homie's house. Because like, if you just get a full team of like just assault niggas,
you're gonna get your ass beat.
You're gonna get your ass beat because if they got one healer, they're gonna be in an advantage, and there's nothing that you as a player can do about that. That takes away from the experience of the game just because you give your players, I guess, too much freedom to a certain extent. Okay. Compared to a game like League of Legends where you have to queue into a role. You know, somebody's going to have to be support.
True. So you got 2. So what's the last 3?
So the last 3, I'm just really here for, I'm really here for Nintendo. That's another one. I was here for Sony, but they're not there, apparently. So that sucks. That kind of gets rid of... just a couple more because I'm looking forward to just a lot of what's that Last of Us 2. That's gonna probably be
teasing us with that game.
That's probably gonna be fucking fire.
I think during the PlayStation convention they actually showed like a trailer of gameplay. It looks pretty good.
I'm here for it, and I'm trying to see what the Final Fantasy remake's looking like.
So that's 4. You need one more.
I said I'm here for Nintendo, honestly. I'm trying to see what the fuck Nintendo is doing. I feel like Nintendo, as in the race of Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, y'all got all the guns prepped to murder and destroy. Like, that is what y'all should be doing this year at E3 flat. I don't want to have no fucking Smash press conference and then y'all end the shit. I'm going to be mad. I'm going to be fucking upset. So that's just it.
So what's my 5?
Yeah.
Well, me and you on the same page. Halo Infinite. I'm impressed for that. I'm impressed for that Cyberpunk game. I want to see more visuals for that. So that's number 2. It's another game. I think I forgot what's the name of the company. I don't want to butcher the name. They made. You ever play Fallout New Vegas?
Yeah.
You know the company that made that game?
That wasn't Bethesda?
No, it was somebody else. I think it was I don't know. It's Obsidian. I don't know what to say it.
Oh, Obsidian.
Obsidian. Yep. Obsidian is making a new game that I want to play. I like this. I forgot what it's called. It's not Starfield. It's some space game. I'm interested in that. So that's 3. Also, I'm really interested in this Microsoft thing they're trying to do, where they're trying to make it to where you can stream their games on any type of hardware.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can stream it on like laptop, desktop, the Xbox.
Okay.
Because I was talking to Jamal about it, and I would say I feel like that might be the new, I guess, area for gaming where games are going to start becoming more of like Netflix. Because you already got the Netflix type with like PlayStation, PlayStation Now?
Yeah.
And the Xbox streaming service. But the fact that if they make it to where you can stream it on any system, it makes me wonder, will gaming systems be kind of obsolete? Or would it just make like tablets?
So the only reason that just a real quick point, the only reason I think that gaming systems are never going to go obsolete is because people would rather have the simplicity of a console
than a computer.
Because you got to like kind of maintenance a computer to a certain extent.
But no lie, I think the Switch kind of it's kind of making the companies like Sony and Microsoft a little scared, or not scared, where I think they're going to make them try to implement just a system that's a tablet.
They're definitely going to have to one up because the Switch is a fire,
which is crazy. That shit. The PSP was so ahead of its time.
Yeah, you're right. But the Switch as a console is a fire as console. Like it really doesn't get better than the Switch. Like you can play the Switch as a console in your home,
or you can play it portably,
or you can just play it portably, and then you don't necessarily have to ever like not.
And then the one beauty about it is not a drop off in quality.
There's
so
no
you play it on. If you play it at home, it still looks the same. You play it on a tablet.
The only thing that's different is you're playing on this screen
instead of the big screen. That's the one beauty of it is no drop off. Because a lot of times you play those mobile games, or when they, I know PlayStation, Sony had it really really bad. Where they'll say like, all right, Uncharted on PS3, we're gonna put on the PSP Go, and you can tell the difference between the quality.
Like the Vita.
Yeah, the Vita, which makes sense because it's on a smaller system, a system with less power. But it was just like that kind of deteriorated from buying it. I was like, I'm gonna play Uncharted. I'd rather just go ahead and just play it on PS3 and keep it moving. Why don't I take, I guess, a B grade version and put it on the PSP Vita?
You know what's crazy is that Nintendo probably just took that idea and just like completely destroyed the competition.
Shoot, the funny thing you said that was the same thing with electric cars. I was watching a documentary about it, and Chevy was actually in the process of making electric cars in the early 2000s. But at the time, the way the market was, it was all SUVs and big ass cars. That was doing the bling bling era when people pulling up at Escalades and Hummers with like freaking 24s and stuff like that. So they never really pursued the rest of the idea. And that's when Toyota came in, the Prius, and the rest is history. So that's probably what's going to happen. So I gave you 4. What's the last one? I guess I'm just kind of interested in what Xbox going to do. I've noticed they've been buying a lot of developers, so I think they're trying to finally pick up the IP game. Yeah, I'm kind of interested in what Xbox going to do.
Xbox going to have to do something.
Because Xbox got a couple of gems. Like, I don't know if you played this one game called Rancor. You ever heard of this game?
Rancor?
Yeah.
What was it about?
It's kind of like Tomb Raider. Not like Tomb Raider, but it's kind of like Tomb Raider to me, where it's like you're this girl. It's like a mixture of Tomb Raider. Oh, damn, I can't say that. Horizon is kind of like Tomb Raider, too. I can't explain it. Horizon's kind of like Tomb Raider with metallic dinosaurs. So that's probably about it. I guess I'm just curious to see what Xbox is going to do. But that's about it. I want to thank everybody for listening, and we're going to be out of here.